Thank you, Owen, and that does close the case for the proposition side. Now I'd like to bring up the fifth and final speaker, the whip for the opposition, George Koulouris.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Very handsome bellboy. Most honourable colleagues, Princeton, very well done. Honourable ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry. Good evening. I'm Joe, and I'm the father. They've been trying to tell you, y'all, that we have culture. Culture for the people and by the people. And now, I'm going to pass on to my English accent. Because it's too tiresome, I'm very sorry. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a very interesting debate. But at the end of the day, what have we learned? What has this all been about? It was a wonderful Thanksgiving dinner. But what remains? Well, on our side, on our view, three basic questions. First of all, what is culture? Did we actually define it? Second of all, can you have many different cultures in a nation and at the same time have a national identity? And third of all, ladies and gentlemen, the question is, can you adopt the culture of different countries? So let me move on to my first question. What is culture? We heard a definition from the government here, but we expanded it because culture is not just shared ideals and practices. It is more than that. From these ideals, you can have excellence in the fields of business, science, and art, as my sons showed you. And on the first point, it's not actually what happens. These ideals are beliefs. It's what's going on in the minds of the people. It doesn't matter if it actually happens. They are ideas and beliefs. Don't you agree, sir?
Sure. So can I bring Joe back for just a little bit and ask him what he thinks of, for example, the science behind global warming?
Why would that be an ideal? No, the fact is that Joe, for instance, understands that the environment is something very important. Maybe he doesn't understand about global warming, but he does understand that the environment is very important. So moving on to what exactly these ideals are. We said three things: freedom, equality, achievement. Freedom, no thank you. Freedom. Every man is able to speak his own mind. Equality. No man is better than the other. And achievement. I am born the same as the other, it's what I believe. And if I work hard enough, I can achieve. And this, no thank you, and this is what makes the American dream. That I can do it on my own. I am as able as the rest, I am as free as the rest, and I can do it. And this is why I can become an entrepreneur. This is why I can become an artist. This is why I could become a scientist. What is the second question? No thank you. Can you have many different cultures in a nation and no national identity? Well, of course this is true when a nation is starting to exist, so 300 years ago. But after 300 years of people being together, living together, interacting together, can we actually, no thank you, can we actually say that they have not shared something? Well, I find it hard to believe. Yeah. And if you, no, thank you, and the second thing is that they do share these ideals, as I mentioned just before. They share these ideals of equality, freedom and achievement and the American dream. And the point was, they disagree. Yes, obviously, they disagree. In every country in the world, people disagree. In France, we disagree about gay marriage. We disagree about various things. Does that mean that we don't have a culture? And this is no thank you. And this is why the second speaker contradicted actually his team by saying, actually in France, you don't have a culture. And then the first speaker and the third speaker and the fourth and actually the fifth mentioned France as an example of having culture. So it's a bit, yeah, I'm not sure. And it's okay to disagree. For instance, let's take the case of Iraq. You know, people say we need to, which is basically the idea of freedom. The disagreement was, do we go there and enforce freedom to that people, or do we let that nation on its own bring that freedom? So that was the main, they shared the ideal, the interpretation, and how we're going to achieve it was different. So the third thing, can you actually adopt the culture of other countries? Does it mean if two nations, no thank you, two nations share the same culture, can they not have the same, sorry, if they share some aspect of the culture, doesn't mean they cannot, they do not have their own unique culture. Well, they do actually, ladies and gentlemen. And let me give you an example from their side. Globalization. Globalization for us is the American culture. It is Britney Spears. It is Sylvester Stallone. It is, of course, Marilyn Monroe and just Pollock. And actually what has happened, ladies and gentlemen, in this case, is that people have adopted that culture. They have made it their own in various different circumstances. So yes, you can adopt different cultures. Different aspects of cultures can exist in a specific nation. And it's not bad. And it doesn't mean you don't have a culture. So ladies and gentlemen, what is culture? Again, to my three questions. What is culture? We expanded the definition. Second question, can you have many different cultures in a nation and have no national identity? The answer is no, because first of all, they interact after 300 freaking years, and second of all, they share these ideals, and thirdly, you can adopt the culture of others. Have some turkey!